My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. I decided for this evening, even after this morning's recording, we'd be out here on the porch tonight because it seems like it is kind of a night when, it's kind of cool out here. I'd say rather humid in a little ways, but sunny enough. I could be out here, just not extremely hot like it is in the daytime, but of all things, I wanted to try to get a little work done on here. Decided we'd just get started here. It was supposed to storm today, but wasn't really aware that it did, and would just kind of like to mention a thing or two about how things have gone along today. And so, with all due respects, we've gotten little work coming along our way, and I say, oh, business as usual. I say all the things we're working with, and what it comes down to, I say that there's going to be things like a little bit of what we kind of did a little earlier, and come down to it, I say maybe kind of add a little line or two to a few little crafts we're going to do today. Just see how they go, how they turn out, what they do. And then I say with this, there's a little line we make that's kind of like about 3/4 of an inch over, and kind of make it right in there. And so I say just put the line right in, make the next line come about the very, very, very same way, and I say just put the extra work to come along this way into all we have and do and say. And I tell y'all that it's just going to be one world that we're going to see for the better. Sometimes, just sometimes, worlds change and people change, and you see we kind of got a little mark made right up here and here for where the little center of the line is supposed to be. I say that this little one comes along here. We got another little one to come along here, but I tell you what, I do hear a little noise. I'm not sure whether that is clouds or an airplane or what, but could just be a little roaring of something. Not sure what to say it is, but come down to it, a little strange little thing we hear and see. I tell y'all, these noises can mean a lot, but like I said, if it starts to rain, we will pack up and go inside. Probably not continue the video inside, but we'll, if nothing else, end up probably having to end it a little early because it rains. And seems like, as far as what we see and heard and understood, the storm wouldn't really be coming until tonight anyway. So it wasn't too much of a thing because it didn't really come in the day. But as you see, I made these little lines here and a little line here that goes up to the hands. Kind of gotta do a little work along just to make things turn out as they can bettermost be. I say for a little light and thunder and everything. I tell y'all, I felt like today it was just a good day to kind of catch my craft work up. Sometimes little days in other places get a little exhausting now and then here and there, but I say for tonight, this is our thing for the evening. Try to do a little bit of good ways about a good little carving to do. I tell y'all that just a nice little work is coming down to what we really, really, really need to see, and come down to where we see light of day. Oh, I say, all the things in life where you find a lot of people out there probably just kind of find a need for a little support now and then, and I say that things get kind of strangely here and there. We don't know why we see the things we do, but we say, come down to where, we made this little mark at the hands and made it on this one too. Think there might be a moment when we can take on a little bit of extra work here. Just perhaps, I say, kind of put on a little glove and a thumb guard, take things the next step, and I tell you, there are still some little chippies in that pan, and I think now I know what that sound is. I think I hear a little jet plane coming, or a helicopter or something. Never really was so quite sure what it was or what it would be, but I tell you, I'm hearing strange little noises from everywhere. Even sounds like some little animal could be crawling around out here, and so I say, just come down to this. Maybe, just maybe, come down to where we're going to get into the pan, kind of just maybe get back to using our regular little knife, just to make this little cut here that comes along the hands. I say there comes a later step where we might even get back to using the bigger knife again, but I say that this is just kind of how work along. And I tell you, every once in a while, I always enjoy looking at my profile and getting to kind of see the number of subscribers I got. Always like it when the number goes up a little bit, and even lately I've been kind of weighing myself at the Y on the scale in the little locker room they have there, and come down to what I see and think and say and do. I tell y'all that I've enjoyed kind of just seeing the little fact that every few days, once or twice a week, when I go down there to check my weight a little bit, I kind of like to see the fact that almost always lost a pound or two, or at least maybe 3. And I say that this is just kind of like one little bit of type of work we have. So I come down to where you see this little place here, and for this place down here that makes the feet, kind of put a little extra strength of a mole into that. And I say, take the knife, draw it along, roll along on the piece of wood, and wow, just make things come out to where we see a little interesting to feel. I tell y'all that I've still kind of got a little bit of some whiteout on my hands today. This whiteout. I've been kind of keeping things together in this little pan here because, you know, I was working on a little something interesting this afternoon, one of my own creative patterns, and I get to where sometimes I like to create my own patterns for things. There's a certain pattern I've made before for an Uncle Sam Santa, and it was out of that book, Carving Santas from Around the World. I used the picture of the one I carved as the thumbnail for those videos I did about the 4th of July. But I'd like to mention that, of all things I have here, that one, it was kind of a little bit of extra work to carve, and therefore, if I were to make many of them to try to sell, I'd have to charge more than I want to pay. They were probably about as much work to paint as they were to carve. Definitely a lot of work to paint. So, couldn't really be too vulnerable to let that happen and know that for all the prices, like, people wouldn't want to pay it. So, I decided when it came down to it, I'd just kind of make it just for what it is, I say. Would become difficult just to kind of make the little flag go right into it. So I say for just a little kind of type of work we have to do here, make little inches come along and kind of put things in just the right little places where they really, really, really ought to go. And I'd say for that old project I was talking about, you know, I've made another pattern like it that once it comes down to it, that one will be so much less work to carve. I'll probably like to have that so much. Like to have things just go that way very well. I say with all lots of work and time and effort that is in a piece, we say this is just one little good way to go right after another. And so, oh, I tell y'all, like, work the way we do, kind of say, gentle souls can make it so we're kind of, quite frankly, going to join in and make so much better a world. Sometimes, just sometimes, you know, lots of people I hear, they like to have something that's more carved by hand. I could probably kind of take some of these things, get little duplicate carvers and things that you'd probably think would get a little work done a little faster, but probably just not be the best thing for a carver, because sometimes, just sometimes, when you kind of do it a little bit more by hand, that makes it a little bit more unique in ways. And so I say that time and effort shall make a way about us to see what we all have and see and share. So by the time I get done here, there's going to be a little more to show. And with these little lines I'm making on these Josephs here, kind of got to let it come a little bit of a freaking longer way as to whatever we do. I tell y'all that shiny light, shiny armor. Oh, what a lot of grace we have to show in life for all we got to show and share, to see ourselves bright, shiny days. And oh, one little nightly day after another, just breaking a little spell and a curse to us to kind of find light of day, joining us in all we do and say. I tell y'all that God is good. Glory of the Father shines on everything. I tell y'all that it comes down to where we got a little place to do up here on Joseph's hands and got another place to go underneath. As I've been saying, if it starts to rain, we'll just pack everything up and go in, but might have to stop the video in order to do it, because with some of what we got here, could very well be that some stuff might get ruined, like the tablet or the little bookie here, but we've kind of got to keep things a little safe as far as we know, so we don't lose them in our little ways. I say for all things, we got to make another little line to come from this hand down to this part down here that makes the little part of the feet, and kind of just do this little same line, come down a little bit of a way to kind of draw a little more attention to the carving. And for one thing, I wanted to mention to you all, if you ever look at my Facebook page, you notice I made a post about a girl who has a page on there where she is kind of having some kind of renal failure and she needs a kidney donor. I mean, I tell y'all that the rest of the story you may read, I say it's like you go on the page, but I tell y'all that the story's kind of sad, and I would really, really, really appreciate it if you have a Facebook and can do so, that you go to my page and look at where I have shared her post about the need of a kidney and the renal failure, and please, please, please share it if you will. Share it to your own profile or business page. Make it public if you can. So I say we really need that word to get out, because I tell y'all, I mean, I just wish there was more that I could do. I say that it's just kind of a thing where somebody's really in need. It's unfortunate that with my health conditions and all I have to do, you know, wouldn't be within my possibilities to donate her a kidney, but I pray of all things, any of you who can, please, I hope you will, or share it, or find somebody who will. She seems really sweet from her pictures, you know, and that's why I'd prefer that any of y'all who can, do what you can, pray for her. Maybe ask your churches to pray for her or something. Put her on your prayer lists of your churches, I pray, please. Do anything you can, because I just prefer this go well for her. This could really, really, really save her life, I tell you all. So that's why I ask you all, if you can and you will, please give her a prayer. Please share the post. Please like the post. Please come on there and give her a word of encouragement if you can. I'm saying please do this. I'd appreciate if you would, because I say that as for tonight, it's probably been the thing that's been on my mind for ever since I think about yesterday or the day before, whenever it was that I saw it, but it's something I thought a lot about. Something I thought I'd really like for you all to share, to consider, to take to heart, take to mind, because It's a really urgent need. It's a dire emergency, I pray. I say that you all would be very helpful if there was something you could do. And if there is something you can do, I pray you will do it. Because I say that this is a need for a miracle. It's a need for a miracle indeed. So please, I say, offer up your prayers, whatever you can. Get a lot of people together to pray, because even in the Word, Jesus said, if 2 or more of you ask for anything in my name, I will do it. And get several people together and pray all at once and make it happen. Thanks. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.